For years, I've heard people say there's nothing to see or do in the state of Kansas. So I spent 3 weeks exploring the entire state. Big cities, small towns, and everything in between. Looking to prove those people right, or prove them wrong. If you only view Kansas from the interstate, it's easy to understand why you'd think there's absolutely nothing to see. But experienced travelers know too well, finding the best stuff usually requires a departure from the busy highways. Though I already knew there were things to see and experience in Kansas, I wasn't really prepared for what I found. What seemed like endless amounts of small towns, each with their own unique charms and personality. Small town diners, colorful characters and history, places to gather, places to slow down and hear yourself think and relax. I found unique experiences like climbing a giant belt buckle, roaming free along with bison who didn't seem to mind the company, zipping along on the fastest carousel I have ever seen, watching how marbles are made, and smiling from ear to ear after finding cars on historic Route 66. Kansas is more murals than any state I've ever explored. They're everywhere, from sunflowers to rock and roll and everything in between. You'll find that art is a big part of life in this state. It's also a place where good food is easy to find, from tacos to barbecue to sweet treats like Manhattan's famed Varsity Donuts. Even pizza has a special place in Kansas. Pizza Hut was born in Wichita back in 1958. Or maybe you'd just like to grab a steak across the street from a prison. During my trip, I found countless museums in Kansas with incredible collections. Motorcycle Museum in Marquette, Army Museum in Geary County, Political Museum with one of the most stunning windows I have ever seen. There are museums dedicated to carousels, cow towns, art, and of course, the Wizard of Oz. So while some will continue to say there's nothing to see or do in the state of Kansas, even I was surprised by what I found along the way. And I finally understand why most people that live here still love to say there's no place like home.